Welcome to Veterans Perspective, and today's episode will be about creativity as a lifeline, my journey as a veteran for healing, and a call for change in our education system. Let's get started. All right, so let's jump right in. First with our sponsor. Now, I messed up. The entire Etsy store is 25% off. Our Etsy store, which I will link in the description, is 25% off until the 19th of August, and I can't figure out how to turn it off. I'm being real with everyone. I literally cannot figure out how to turn it off. I usually do 20% sales. Because it's 25% for signing up for our mailing list. That's how I normally do it. But it's 25% until August 19th, 2025. Because Jeff, me, cannot figure out how to turn it off. So if you would like to get yourself a great gift, we got t-shirts, mugs, sweatshirts, personalized gifts as well. We have wall art too, all designed by myself and my wife Carrie. We're a veteran-owned and teacher-owned, librarian-owned. My wife is a librarian now, which is kind of awesome. Small business. Please check out our Etsy link in the bio and get yourself something nice. It supports us, supports the channel, and pretty awesome stuff. We focus on positivity, positive mental health, a little bit of humor, a little bit of fun. We have hats too. Oh, hats. I always forget the hats. And tote bags. We have Christmas stuff. We have Halloween stuff. And we come up with new designs all the time. I actually just came out with a new shirt the other day, or like a new design the other day called Liberty and Lattes, because we love coffee around here. So feel free to check those out. All right. I told you guys we were going to get back into education. And part of this, most of this today is going to be about education. Okay. So I want to make sure that we do that. And the next couple of weeks are going to be about education as well on the blog, which I will link down below. Both the WordPress Substack and Beehive, because I have a small audience on all three. So you guys can take your pick, or you can sign up for all three. Okay. When I left teaching, it's been a year now, which sounds like a long time in my brain, but in the grand scope of things, a year is not a long time, right? And I can't do nothing. Right? I'm still at home. We're still working on my claim with the VA, which is just baffling to me. Not surprising, but baffling. We did work on and are still going through the process of first it was short-term disability, now long-term disability, which goes into Social Security disability. So we're working on all of that, right? And I don't make money off of this. There's a potential for it, and then I have to have a different conversation with Social Security disability and say, hey, this is what happened. I didn't plan on it, but this is what happened. But as of right now, I don't. It's a hobby. So I could do stuff like this. But I can't sit around and do nothing. That's just not my style. I need a creative outlook. So I run with Carrie, JK Prints and Gifts, our store on Etsy. I have my YouTube channels. Right, I have my personal channel where I post the podcast on YouTube is the personal channel, right? I also post the audio version of the podcast on Spotify. I have another kind of motivational channel called Scars and Steel, which I'm kind of working on and revamping a little bit. And I have my history channel, which is called Chronicles Across Continents, which I love because, as you guys know, I taught history and government for 12 plus years. And then I have my blog, and I have this podcast. Those are my creative outlets. Right. Creativity is simply my anchor. Right? It helps me manage my mental health, helps me build a small purpose. And as a dad, right, of my 3 kids, I have 3 kids. I want my kids to have creative tools that I missed out on in school, or that didn't exist when I was in school. I shouldn't say missed out on, but that did not exist when I was in school. So when you're thinking about creativity, I want you to think about resilience, finding a path, right? Creativity in schools is starving, right? Schools and districts and states, state boards, state departments of education, they will sideline creativity to improve test scores in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Kids are drilled on facts, right? But rarely given space to express themselves through art, music, or storytelling. Those are some of the first programs that are cut. And I'll give you a prime example, okay? The previous district, I shouldn't say district because I don't have firsthand knowledge of the other schools' schedules, okay? So I'll just say the previous school that I was at, where I was an instructional coach, right? Middle school, right? The students did not have the opportunity to choose any elective. They did not have PE every day, which to me, a 6th, 7th, and 8th grader should have PE every single day. And they rotated art and music, which they, again, did not have every single day. And art and music were the only 2 electives. I'm going to let that linger. Because that's, to me, and I'm going to be blunt because you guys know me, I'm real all the time, right? That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. And it's unacceptable. 2023 National Endowment for the Arts study backs up exactly what I'm saying. Only 20% of schools offer strong arts programs, despite clear evidence that creativity boosts mental health. We talk about the mental health of students all the time. But then we take away programs that are already proven to boost the mental health of students. It's wild. I fought for creative curriculums when I was an instructional coach. I had conversations about scheduling. Hey, PE should be every day. Shut down. Shut down. It pushed me out of education. Triggered me. Created a trigger I didn't even know existed. Veterans like me, 20% of us who actually report it have PTSD, according to a 2023 VA study. we need creative outlets to process our trauma. Now, I'm not saying our creative outlets need to be about our trauma, right? As you guys know, I tell you that I have PTSD. I tell you that I've been to Iraq. I don't tell you why I have PTSD. I don't tell you guys the things that I've seen, done, experienced. The people that know. The people that I need to know need to know. So society dismisses creativity as something that is nice to have, right? Instead of a lifeline. And to me, as a dad, as a citizen, as someone who wants schools to be better for kids, that's frustrating. Prioritizing standardized testing, filling in fucking bubbles over skills that could help them cope with life's challenges is wild to me. To me, that means that society is failing our kids and veterans by undervaluing creativity. Undervaluing creativity. So how does creativity heal? I know some of you are like, that sounds a little hokey, Jeff, a little woke, Jeff. Why would you say something like that? Well, let's talk about it. Okay. The military taught me grit, right? It made me a man, right? I went to basic training when I was 17 years old, summer in 1999, Fort Benning, Georgia, Sand Hill, right? Charlie Company, 1st to 38th, Rock of the Marne. I still remember it. I'm 43 years old and I still remember it. Okay? But creativity gave me peace. Right? Through my work, especially at the Etsy shop, I mean, like, I love working on that, right? Do I get frustrated that I don't get enough sales? Of course, right? I think every business owner, small or big, right, or medium, would be mad about that, right? There's like, yeah, I wish I could sell more, right? I think every business owner would say that. but I like the process, right? We use our print-on-demand company, right, Gelato, who I enjoy, right? Like, I enjoy that company, right? I enjoy their interface, their creative components, their personalization components, the fact that they're free and I don't have to pay for them, and you only pay for the product once somebody buys it. I don't have to pre-purchase anything, right? That stuff's cool, right? So I found 4 ways to use creativity to manage my PTSD. Manage, not cure. Okay, these strategies could help other veterans and schools, right? So I'm going to give you guys veterans and schools. Okay, designing with a purpose. So running our store, I create designs for PTSD awareness. We even have some worksheets, like K through 2 worksheets right now, along with our other products. Okay. I design our products on Canva Pro, including our digital products, right? Like the K through 2 worksheets, I design them on Canva Pro. I turn ideas into visuals that resonate first with me, right? Because if I'm bored, I think my audience will be bored. And then I tinker and play and like, okay, how will the customer view this? What are they looking for? What is trending right now? That's where I do my research, right? And that calms my anxiety. It calms me down. It gives me purpose, right? It makes me feel like I'm solving a puzzle, right? That design makes me feel like I'm solving a puzzle. It's rewarding. It keeps me focused. It's grounding. Veterans, start with Canva's free version. I have the paid version. It's $15 a month. but that's because I use it all the time. And I will say it is worth it for a lot of things, but start with the free version. It's a low pressure way to express yourself, and you don't have to start a story yet, right? Unless you want to, and then let me know. I have videos on that. And I even have a little crash course that's only $9. I could help you with that. But if you just want to make a design, if you have something on your mind, right, and you want to throw it on a Canva board, right, it's a cool way to do that. Schools. They offer design classes to teach kids how to channel emotions into visuals. It's a skill I wish I'd seen in my students. And don't rely on your counselors to do this. Do not rely on your counselors to do this. Do not rely on your history teachers to do this. Make it an actual class. Managing emotions. But Jeff, that costs money. Yeah, and it's probably a good idea to spend money on the mental health of our young people. Come on, grow up. Storytelling through YouTube. On the blog, I actually link one of my videos where I do the voiceover. It's The Rise and Fall of Ancient China. It's from the History Channel. So in the blog, if you guys want to see one of my videos, I have it there, and I would enjoy if you guys subscribe to my channel. I have 3 YouTube channels right now. I actually have more, but these are my 3 main ones. My personal channel, Jeff and AZ81, which is where the podcast goes. Scars and Steel, which I'm tinkering with. I haven't really posted on there in a while because I'm kind of playing with what I can do and where I can go, and that's okay. Chronicles Across Continents is my history channel. That's my baby. I have it on TikTok too. On TikTok, it's called Chronicles Across History because Chronicles Across Continents doesn't fit. And those are places where I share my truth, like this blog, this podcast. It's where I share my truth. Whether it's motivational talks like this, veteran stories, deep dives into history, recording videos on low anxiety days. Like today, normally I release the podcast on Friday at 7 a.m. It's Friday at 6:55 a.m. when I'm recording this. So I'm going to release this a little bit later on Friday because this week I have not been feeling good. I started new medicine and I was just not there, right? I got sick, and that's okay. Past Jeff would have freaked out about that. All right? So I'm learning that it's okay. Right? So I encourage everyone to start a YouTube channel. Right? Whether it's with your face, I don't mind showing my face as ugly as it is, or faceless. Right? And I do have faceless tools. They do cost a little bit of money, right? But I do have faceless tools. Let me know down in the comments if you would like those faceless tools and I can get them to you. But I do have them, templates and stuff like that. Okay. But let me know. I could get those your way. But YouTube's a creative outlet, right? For veterans, you could grab your phone, right? There's free editing tools like DaVinci Resolve. You could share your story, right, if you're comfortable doing so, or you could start to share your story. You could share what you're comfortable with. Start small. There's no need for fancy gear, right? It looks like I have a fancy setup. My house is a mess, by the way. I'd apologize for it, but I'm not going to because I have 3 kids and I don't care. But I don't have fancy gear, right? I don't even have my ring light on right now. I didn't even turn it on. So I have a $25 webcam that I've had for like 5 years. right? I do have a fancy PC, but I won this PC in a contest, right? So I only paid the taxes on it. I did pay for some nice monitors, and I have a microphone that was $40, right? So I don't have an expensive setup at all. So I mean, it doesn't take much to do YouTube. You can even do it on your phone. Okay, schools teach video production and storytelling to help kids express themselves. I'm not saying let children post on YouTube, right? Which they do anyway, right? But in the schools, teach them video production and editing, storytelling, storyboards, things like that, right? Have classes for that. That would be incredible for students, right? It's a creative outlet. And that would be awesome, right? Instead of silencing students through test-driven curriculum, give them creative curriculum that allows them to express themselves this way. Okay? Same thing with the next one, music. I create lyrics, my own lyrics. Now, I am not musically inclined. I can't sing. I sing in the car, but mostly to annoy my wife. And I'll sing in the shower. That's the extent of my singing. And sometimes on my Twitch channel, which I promise I will get back to streaming for those of you out there. I know I haven't streamed in a while. I haven't been feeling it. Sorry about that. But but I like writing lyrics because lyrics are poetry, and I love poetry, right? I have 2 books of poetry on Amazon. For sale, by the way. Basically, buy my stuff. But I make lyrics, and then I create AI generated. I know some people are going to freak out about this. I do not care. I love AI generated music. I think it's cool as shit. I write all the lyrics. I put it into AI. And I create the song. And I've done 3 of them. And I put them up. And then I use Canva to kind of create my own little music video. Right? It's usually just moving images. I speak an intro and an outro. They're motivational. They're focused on helping people relieve their anxiety, speaking their piece, stuff like that. I experiment without pressure, without fear, because I don't care what other people think about me and what I do. I do not. I enjoy that. I think it's cool. I haven't done one in a while because I haven't been in the mood to write poetry. But the rhythm and the flow of music creation is pretty cool, right? It's pulled me out of some dark moments in the past just listening to music, right? And it's calming. Even though I listen to some heavy stuff sometimes, but it's still calming, right? Veterans. Make playlists of simple tracks with free tools, right? Like Spotify. Listen to my podcast, right? No, I'm kidding. Listening to music intentionally can be therapeutic, right? Schools integrate music creation or therapy programs for everyone. Kids need outlets beyond math and reading. Something I push for, but rarely saw. Okay, writing. The next one, writing to process and reflect. I love to write. I have my blog. I have my books of poetry. I just told you guys I write my lyrics for my music. And I'm calling it my music. I do generate it with AI, but I write the lyrics. writing for my blog, I design, I call them journal prompts because they're so damn long. But the description prompts for our products in our Etsy store, I write all those, right? It feels like a military debrief, right? That's what I wrote in the blog. But it helps me unpack my thoughts, especially when I'm writing the blog, right? And then I get to talk it out when I do this. So it's kind of like a combination type thing, right? I use Canva Pro to create prompts for myself and my kids, turning reflection into habit, right? This has become a habit that keeps me grounded. For veterans, I recommend everyone starts journaling. Writing down your thoughts on Google Docs, the Note app on your phone, right? Whatever you want to use. Write about your day. Write about your experiences, right? Good, bad, indifferent, otherwise, doesn't matter, right? Maybe you had a great day. Write it down. 2 sentences with the date. Maybe you had a bad day. 2 sentences with the date. The end of the week, go back and reflect. Okay, this is what happened this week. How did I do? It's safe. It's yours. And then if you choose to, if you're like me and you go to therapy with your head shrink at the VA, you could share that. Hey, I've been kind of writing down what I've been going through, what I've been feeling. Here it is. It's not a bad idea. I recommend that. Schools teach reflective writing to help students process emotion. Reflective writing. Not reflective on the book they just read. Not reflective on the test they just took. Reflective on themselves. Reflective on themselves. Okay? As a coach, instructional coach, I saw how rigid systems in education block this. It leaves students without tools to cope. Students, more and more, do not have coping skills to cope with their own emotions. Right? Adults in education can only do so much. We have to equip students with the tools to cope. I know that we love and care about our students, and that's good. We should continue doing that, right? But we should also teach them how to manage themselves, how to cope with their emotions. Because eventually, they're going to be outside of school. They're going to graduate, right? They're going to be adults, quote unquote. I'm 43 and I don't think I'm an adult. And what happens during summer when they're not in school? How are they coping when they don't have you, teachers, to help them? Think about it. You're giving them skills to emotionally survive. Right? I'm not just talking to teachers either. Principals, administration, boards. Superintendents. That's your fucking job. Not to bubble in something and say, oh, we're an A school, yay! What's the suicide rate among teens? What are schools doing about it? Let that sink in. Creativity isn't just a hobby. It's how I personally survive. Without these outlets, I wouldn't be in front of you right now. right? My PTSD worsened by toxic leadership, 100% worsened by toxic leadership in education, right? Again, it's been a year. I've had time to reflect on this. I've had time to get through the stages of grief or whatever, right? Mostly stages of anger, mostly, and sadness. I will never go back to the classroom again because of what happened to me. I won't. And some say, "Oh, you quit." No, I didn't quit. I took care of me. And now I'm finding outlets that I didn't know that I needed to cope. Creating isn't optional for me, it's essential. Designing, storytelling, music, and writing, it helps me heal. And it models resilience for my kids. My kids see everything I do. My son the other day saw my blog, and he was like, "Dad, you wrote all that?" I was like, "Yeah, buddy." He's like, "Whoa." And then I showed him my podcast. I was like, "Then I talked about it and recorded it." And he was like, "What?" And then he sees the Etsy store and he goes, "And you made all that?" I was like, "Yeah, buddy." And he goes, "Whoa," he's 13. And so he sees that resilience. He sees the work, right? Because it's not easy. But he sees that I keep going, that I don't quit. Schools need to step up and prioritize creative programs so kids and veterans, and it'll be the VA for veterans, right, don't have to fight for mental health tools on their own. Okay? So let's build a creative future. Creativity, again, has been my lifeline. It could be yours too. Veteran, parent, educator. I would love, and this is where I'm pushing it out to you guys, I would love to hear how you guys use creativity to heal or grow. If you're comfortable, drop your story down in the comments on the blog and on the podcast, whether it's the video or the audio version. Okay? I want us to inspire each other. Okay? We're growing our community. We're doing our thing. Okay? Subscribe to my YouTube channels. Okay? I have them linked on the blog. They're all linked on the blog, which I will put in the description of the podcast. Okay? For more healing, history, and resilience, support our mission. PTSD awareness products at the Etsy store. Okay? And mental health awareness products. So please, please, please check out the Etsy store. Get yourself a nice gift. Remember, 25% off, because I don't know how to turn it off until the 19th of August. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening and for supporting what we do over here. I hope you guys have a great day. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. See you guys next time. Take it easy.